unboxed my brand new Wen 6.5-inch track saw that I bought. This is my first track saw I ever bought, so kind of new to all this, having to figure it all out. This is a CT1065 model. Bought it off of the Jungle website. Doesn't come with a lot of packing in there. It's got some cardboard that kind of protects it, but a little less than I thought. It does come with an extra set of brushes. So I'm assuming that means they're going to wear out. Vacuum adapter, Allen wrench for a few things. First idea or first thoughts, this thing is pretty much, majority of it's plastic. The case seems to be, it's kind of hard to tell if it's plastic or some really light aluminum something, but a lot of it's plastic. The case here, the outside, and then the bottom seems to be aluminum from what I can tell. So we have a close-up view of what we have on here. You have a couple of fine adjustment knobs here that control how much slide or lateral movement you have on your slide. This is the cam lock, which keeps it from doing kickback. And then this right here is the actual locking pin. So you pick it up, turn it, that locks it on the track so it doesn't pop off and release it there. You have two adjusting knobs for your bevel. So your bevel adjustment is scale is here, but you have two of them. You have to loosen both of them so that you can bevel it. This adjustment knob here is for your depth, so you can determine how deep you want it. It also has these two adjuster here, so that this allows you to adjust it, your height, the actual scale, change it so that if it's on the rail, it's one setting. If it's off the rail and you're using it free, then it's a different setting. You have on-off, your actual mode here, not your on-off, but the actual mode. This is for changing blade. This is for just regular plunge cuts, and then that's for scribe cuts. You have a spindle lock, so when you're changing the blade. And then also you have, obviously, your power button, but this button here is your actual release so that you can plunge. So without that, it will not go down. So you have to push in, turn it on, and then go down. One thing that's a little goofy is that this is your Allen wrench so that you can change your blade. Where they stuck it is a little strange to me. It just kind of sticks out. Obviously, I'm going to pull this thing out, stick it somewhere on my bench, keep it there for safety, but yeah, I'm not too crazy about that. I ordered two sets of these. It comes with two in each package. They're a little 4-foot. Let's see here, I have a tape measure. They are, in fact, 50 inches long. And then they come with two rods in here that allow you to actually lock this into place. It comes with the Allen wrench. So there's a, put this on here. So there's a slide here. Lock this into place. And when you first unbox it, both these slides are on the top, so you got to take one of them out and then put it on the bottom, because there's one that goes on top and then there's one on the bottom that you have to get to. So lock the first one in, flip it over, make sure it's touching, and then lock the second one in. Slides pretty easy. Obviously, there's a little bumper here when you hit this, but slides pretty easy. So, first impressions for the money I spent on this thing. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't that bad, actually. I think the rails were 60 bucks a piece, and I think this was like 115 or something like that. So, overall, the system was not that expensive. I'm going to be trying it out on a elm table that I'm making, a 4-foot by 10-foot table that I'm making. So we will move on, get my wood set up, and go ahead and make some cuts with this and see how that works out. right, so that was my first cut. Right off the bat, it's not an overly powerful unit. I knew that when I got it. I had to go slow. One thing about it, this is a 3-inch log of elm, and I knew I wasn't going to go all the way through it. It only cuts max of like 2 3/8, which normally I'm cutting 2-inch slabs, so it's not a big deal. But first thing I noticed is that unless you've got a vacuum cleaner on this thing, it's plugging up really quick. And then all the sawdust comes out the bottom over here and you saw it, it just starts building up on here. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to run a vacuum on it or what, but yeah, I'm not sure. It's got this little, it's got those little pieces of metal or plastic in there. To me, that just like it's gonna block the stuff from coming out. I'm not sure why it's in there. So it just plugs it up pretty dang quick. Other than that, it does cut pretty well. Like I said, I knew this wasn't an overly powerful unit. But that's nice and straight. All right, so quick thing, unless you plan on using a vacuum on this thing, I suggest you take this little thing off. It's got those little, I don't know what the heck they're for. They got these little metal pieces or plastic pieces in there, and all it does is it plugs up almost instantly. That thing's pointless. Otherwise, you can take these and cut them out. But yeah, I would just take this thing off because it just plugs up every single time.